What's up, y'all, man? It's your boy, y'all's chosen one. We are continuing in the great book of Numbers. We're on chapter 33. Good morning, Boker Tov. Uh, let's go ahead and get to it, man. Looks like a really long chapter. So we're gonna get to it. Now, these are the journeys of the children of Yasharal, which went forth by the land of Egypt with their armies. You see that? Under the hand of Moshe and Aaron. And Moshe wrote their goings out according to their journeys by the commandment of Ayah, and these are the journeys according to their goings out. And they departed from Ramses in the first month, on the 15th day of the first month, on the morrow, after the Passover. So it was right after the Passover when we did this. The children of Yashar went out with an high hand in the sight of all the Egyptians. For the Egyptians buried all their firstborn, which Ayah had smitten among them, upon their gods, lower G. Also Ayah executed judgments. And the children of Yashar removed from Ramses and pitched in Succoth. And they departed from Succoth and pitched in Etham, which is in the edge of the wilderness. And they removed from Etham and turned again into Piharoth, which is before Baal Zephon, and they pitched before Migdol. And they departed from before Piharoth and passed through the midst of the sea into the wilderness, and went 3 days' journey in the wilderness of Etham and pitched in Marah. And they removed from Marah and came into Elim, and in Elim were 12 fountains of water, and 70 palm trees, and they pitched there. And they removed from Elim and encamped by the Red Sea, and they removed from the Red Sea and encamped in the wilderness of Sin. And they took their journey out of the wilderness of Sin and encamped in Zapka. And they departed from Zapka and encamped in Alush. And they removed from Alush and encamped at Rephidim, where was no water for the people to drink. And they departed from Rephidim and pitched in the wilderness of Sinai. And they removed from the desert of Sinai and pitched at Kibroth Hatua. And they departed from Kibroth Hatua and encamped at Hazeroth. And they departed from Hazeroth and pitched in Rithmah. And they departed from Rithmah and pitched at Rimmon Perez. And they departed from Rimmon Perez and pitched in Libnah. And they removed from Libnah and pitched at Rizah. And they journeyed from Rizah and pitched in Kehelath. And they went from Kehelath and pitched in Mount Shafar. And they removed from Mount Shafar and camped in Haradah. And they removed from Haradah and pitched in Machaloth. And they removed from Machaloth and camped at Tahath. And they departed from Tahath and pitched at Tara. And they removed from Tara and pitched in Mithkah. And they went from Mithkah and pitched in Hashmanah. And they departed from Hashmanah and encamped at Moseroth. And they departed from Moseroth and pitched in Bene Aiken. And they removed from Bene Aiken and encamped in Horhagdadad. And they went from Horhagdadad and pitched in Iobatha. And they removed from Iobatha and encamped at Ebrana. And they departed from Ebrana and encamped in Ezion Gaber. And they removed from Ezion Gaber and pitched in the wilderness of Zin, which is Kadesh. And they removed from Kadesh and pitched in Mount Hor, in the edge of the land of Edom. And see, there's always Edom and Horites, consistent. And Aaron the priest went up into Mount Hor at the commandment of Ayah, and died there in the 40th year, after the children of Yashar were come out of the land of Egypt, in the first day of the 5th month. And Aaron was 123 years old when he died in Mount Hor. So Aaron is 123 years old. You see that? So it's not the 120 years that people say, oh, you can only live 120 years. No, that was the time table that the Most High gave people to get themselves right before the flood came. 120 years isn't your limit. You can actually live longer than that, way longer than that, if you eat right and just do things right. Your body was actually meant to, remember, the original plan for that, yeah, was for Adam and Eve to live forever, never to die. But then, they committed the sin, so now you die. So now that you do sin, your body starts to break down, decompose, and, now you can die. But there's really no time limit, but now you get old. And King Arad of the Canaanite, which dwelt in the south in the land of Canaan, heard of the coming of the children of Yasharal. And they departed from Mount Or and pitched in Zalmunna. And they departed from Zalmunna and pitched in Punan. And departed from Punan and pitched in Oboth. And they departed from Oboth and pitched in Abarim in the border of Moab. And they departed from him and pitched in Dibon-Gad. And they removed from Dibon-Gad and encamped in Almon-Diblatham. And they removed from Almon-Diblatham and pitched in the mountains of Abarim before Nebo. And they departed from the mountains of Abarim and pitched in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho. And they pitched by Jordan from Beth Yeshimoth even unto Abel-Shittim in the plains of Moab. And Aiah spake unto Moshe in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho, saying, Speak unto the children of Yasharal, and say unto them, When ye are passed over Jordan into the land of Canaan, then ye shall drive out all the inhabitants of the land from before you, and destroy all their pictures. You see that? Even back then they had pictures. Now obviously they didn't have cameras, but the things that they painted, was what the Most High wanted to destroy. And destroy all their molten images. You see that? See, when we were slaves, whether we from here or Haiti or from, Jamaica or Brazil, wherever, that's what your slave master gave you. They gave you a wood cross and they gave you a patent of Caesar Borgia and told you to worship it. And today, you still got idiots who don't read the Old Testament and still bow down to these images. And Most High said he doesn't want any graven image at all, and you still do it. So he said, destroy all their pictures and destroy all their molten images, major sculptures and statues and stuff like that, and quite pluck down all their high places. Pluck down all their high places. The places where they worship, the places where they sacrifice, and do all this vanity. And the Most High said to just tear it up. And ye shall dispossess the inhabitants of the land and dwell therein, for I have given you the land to possess it. Okay. So notice in 52 he said, drive out all the inhabitants of the land. He said, drive them out. I'm giving you this power. Drive them out. And don't start practicing the things that they was practicing. And ye shall divide the land by a lot for inheritance among your families. And to the more ye shall give the more inheritance, and to fewer ye shall give the less inheritance. Every man's inheritance shall be in the place where his lot falleth. According to the tribes of your fathers ye shall inherit. But if ye will not drive out the inhabitants of the land from before you, then it will come to pass that those which ye let remain of them shall be pricks in your eyes. See that? All these, we got a lot of people here with Stockholm Syndrome, you know what I'm saying? We know that, whether you call them Japheth or whether you call them Edom, enslaved us here in America. And you still got, it's a different situation. Now, when we get this new land, and whoever we're going to be driving out of there, we got to utterly destroy whatever they have there, and just kick them out. See, today, people being Christianized, they're more so to hold on to what they was taught, because that's what you was taught. And now you sympathize with the people who oppressed you and enslaved you. And what kind of sense does that make? You got enslaved, you got beat, you got whipped, or women got raped, and now you want to take on the stuff that they gave you? Remember, they're their oppressors. How can you say, oh, that was long ago, we forgive them? What is wrong with you? That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. And you shall divide the land by lot for an inheritance among your families, and to the more you shall give the more inheritance, and to the fewer you shall give the less inheritance. Every man's inheritance shall be in the place where his lot falleth, according to the tribes of your fathers ye shall inherit. But if you will not drive out the inhabitants of the land from before you, then it will come to pass that those which you let remain of them shall be pricks in your eyes and thorns in your sides, and shall vex you in the land wherein you dwell. So he's saying, if you let these strange people come into your place, then eventually the things that they was practicing will come back to haunt you, and you'll start doing things that's against the Most High, and it'll be a thorn to your side. You'll start seeing bad things happen. Moreover, it shall come to pass that I shall do unto you as I thought to do unto them. Whoa. You see that? When people say, oh, the Most High is love, 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 don't you see? Look at the chastisement. Let's read that verse again. Moreover, it shall come to pass that I shall do unto you as I thought to do unto them. And what did he think to do unto them? Kill them, push them out, because they was doing all the things that was against the Most High. And now the Most High is saying, if you do the things that they doing, then I'm going to do what I was going to do to them, I'm going to do to you. Pretty simple right there, man. Pretty simple. The Most High does not play. Alright, this is your boy, Y'all's Chosen One. I'll get you on chapter 34 on the next video. Shalom. Love you.